ducking is to lower one track by the action of a separate track. In this example, which I already set up to save some time, I have the kick track and the guitar track. The kick is going to be the triggering track, which means every time there is a kick, the guitar is going to be lowered. So first thing you need to do is make sure that you duplicate the triggering track, which can be done by either right-clicking on it, scrolling down to duplicate, or once the correct track is selected, go up to the track window, scroll down to duplicate. Alright, so once that's taken care of, you're going to want to open up a gate with inside the duplicated track. And now, don't worry about making this sound pretty. This actually is not going to be heard at all in the final mix. It's just to make sure that there's no bleed, or to get rid of as much bleed as you possibly can. And also to set it to a reasonable frequency that generally lives within whatever instrument you're sending. Okay, so let's just give that a listen. That sounds like it's going to suit our needs just fine, so you can close out of that. Now you're going to want to set an output. I chose bus 1, however whatever bus that is not in use at the moment will work just fine. That doesn't make a difference, I just used bus 1. And now open a compression plugin into the other track. Now you're going to want to turn on the sidechain, which is done by clicking the key button right here. And then you want to send a key, you want to turn on the key input by putting on whatever bus you used in the previous track. So I have selected bus 1 right there. This button right here is also important. It's to make sure that the duplicated track is coming through on the side chain. Once you have this selected, it's always going to play that as long as it's coming through. We can hear it, which means it just came through just fine, but we don't want to hear that anymore, so deselect that. And now you use the compression as you would any other time. The threshold is going to be in decibels where the guitar starts to be affected by the compression anytime that there is a kick. Okay, and now the ratio is anytime it goes above that threshold, how much does it lower? Right now, I don't have it set too high. It's not set that high at the moment. I have it at 3.01, which means anytime it goes over the threshold by 1 decibel, it'll get lowered by 3 decibels. You can raise it, lower it, whatever you want. Obviously the same thing with the threshold or any other knob. Now let's give this a listen. As you can see, it's being lowered anytime that that there is a kick. You're not hearing the kick anymore, so now I'm going to solo the original kick. And as you can tell, it's being lowered. And the ratio chooses how much, as you can see physically on the screen. And that is ducking. And now there's another cool feature I want to show you really quickly. It's not used that often, but it can also give you like a pretty neat and interesting sound. It's kind of funky. So what you want to do is, instead of using the compression, try using a gate with inside the guitar track or whatever track you're using. You want to do the same thing. It works the same way. Turn on bus 1 or whatever bus you're using on the key input. You want to turn the sidechain on, and once again this will let you hear the kick or whatever your triggering track is. Except this does it kind of the opposite way. Now, since it's a gate, it'll only play the guitar every time there is a kick. And you can obviously change the sound however you want. change the ratio. And that can get you some real interesting sounds trying to do with a vocal track or whatever have you. It's not used that often, but if you want something funky and something interesting and different, that's a fun little ideal to mess around with. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care.